Coming up on City Spotlight, the second half of Season 8 continues. On location in Neoga, we'll be talking all about Neoga Schools with Neoga School Superintendent Bill Fritcher and Kevin Haarman, Neoga Junior Senior High School Principal. We'll discuss the recent accomplishment of the Neoga Girls Basketball Team. Also, how the current school year has gone, and an update on future facility work in the Neoga School District. We're back on location in Neoga, talking all about Neoga Schools, next on City Spotlight. City Spotlight is supported by Consolidated Communications. CCI is honored to salute the cities and their leaders in the area, as well as providing TV, internet, and phone service to local homes and businesses. We live where we work and are proud to support the communities we serve. More information available at consolidated.com. And welcome to another edition of City Spotlight. As you can see, we are on location for this episode, and we are back in a familiar place, Neoga. We're going to talk all about Neoga Schools in this episode, and I have two gentlemen to my right to help me out. On the far end, we welcome back to the program the Neoga School Superintendent, Bill Fritcher. Bill, pleasure as always.
Thank you, Ramin. Appreciate you being here.
Glad to have you on again, Bill. And first-time guest of the program, Kevin Haarman. He's the Neoga Junior Senior High School Principal. Kevin, great to have you on.
Thank you for having us.
Great to be here in Neoga. Pretty exciting times have taken place here recently. We're taping here on March 16th, and we're going to talk about some exciting accomplishments within the community here in just a bit. But again, as I mentioned, Kevin is a first-time guest. Kevin, first-time guest, tell us about yourself.
Sure. As you said, my name's Kevin Haarman. I'm the Junior Senior High Principal. This will be my 5th year in this role. I began my teaching career in 2004 here at Neoga High School. They gave me my first teaching opportunity. I coached girls basketball, high school girls basketball, assistant for high school boys baseball, and then junior high track. In 2012, I left Neoga to take a junior senior high principal job, my first administrative job at my alma mater of Dietrich, where I spent 5 years there, and then was able to come back here, fortunate to come back and be in my current role as the junior senior high principal here at Neoga. And this will be my 5th year. At the end of this year, I'll complete my 5th year. And in September of this current year, I was fortunate enough to be named the next superintendent after Mr. Fritcher. So very, very fortunate to have this opportunity moving forward. It's a great community, great school.
Nice to have Kevin on. Thank you for the little foreshadowing. We're going to touch upon that change in leadership, hopefully at the very end, if I get my timing down right. Well, let's start things off on the highest of highs. As you can see on both camera shots, we have a little shiny hardware behind us here. Again, we're taping here on March 16th. About 2 weeks ago, the Neoga Girls Basketball Team capped off their most successful season in program history with a 3rd place finish in Class 1A Girls Basketball. What an accomplishment, gentlemen. I was fortunate enough to be there for the semifinal game. Saw both of you there. Want to get your just overall thoughts on this accomplishment for the school district and the community. We'll start with Bill.
Well, I just think that coming out of COVID and you know, being able to see the elation on the faces of our students, the players, and really just the entire community was just something really special. You know, it just brought a lot of people together. I had commented to someone that I've lived here for over 30 years, and I saw people that I haven't seen around the community for a long, long time.
Wow.
And it was just really nice to see people out and about and supporting a common cause, and just really lifted the spirits of the entire community. It was really a fantastic thing.
And Kevin, your thoughts on this accomplishment for everyone here in Neoga?
You know, ditto everything that Mr. Fritcher said. You know, when we had the welcome home banquet, everybody that spoke talked about the ride and what a ride it was for our community, for our kids. You cannot duplicate that kind of process or you know, that kind of event that can bring everybody together. It was a little bit more near and dear to my heart in the sense that I was, you know, I served as a varsity girls basketball coach and Miss Romack was my assistant. So there was a little bit extra there for me as well.
Right.
I was fortunate enough to have the opportunity to talk to the girls the night before they played, and just reiterate how much this meant to the community, that they were already winners in many of the people's minds, and the opportunity that they brought us, and I was able to thank them for that opportunity to share and all that. So it was just a great ride, fantastic ride, and just so thankful to be a part of it.
On a personal note, around the time of the Neoga Girls Basketball Team going to state, my daughter goes to school in Charleston, and her current choir teacher was formerly employed here in Neoga, and he's like, I know those girls, they're on that team, and I remember what they were like when they're younger. It's like, so I knew they were capable of doing that. So a little sidebar there, but I was there. I saw Bill and Kevin there on March 3rd. I was taping the semifinal game there for WEIU. What a tremendous showing by the community. Obviously, Redbird Arena, it was already red. Both teams were red, Indians, and so it was just a mosh pit of red and whatnot. But I think what was most amazing was the turnout from the student body, and roughly 115 students or so, several buses. And what I learned is that was pretty much the support all the way through the postseason run.
Right. I think our kids really stepped up again. Coming out of COVID mitigations, they were just excited to be able to get out and do something like that again. We had 2 fans buses to the super sectional. We took 3 up to the state tournament. We included our junior high students on the fans buses because we felt like that was a great way to encourage school spirit. I think they had a great time. Their behavior was excellent. We had a wonderful day in Bloomington. Took them ice skating. A lot of our kids had not been ice skating, so we did that between games. And it was just overall a good experience, and really appreciate the support of our student body. I think it made a difference.
It did.
Kevin, for those fans, not just the team, but for those fans, what an experience, something that I'm sure it's still fresh on their minds and they'll never forget.
Absolutely. I spoke to many of them, and I think you even had an opportunity to speak to a few of our seniors that was kind of helping leading the charges in our student section. I even had the opportunity to talk to some of our boys basketball players and how great of an opportunity. Unfortunately, they weren't able to, as players, experience that, but it was such a huge experience for them. I've got to thank for making a lot of that happen. Obviously, Mr. Fritcher for setting up a lot of the fan buses. Mr. Taylor as well, our athletic director and dean of students. Just pose this question: how many superintendents would be willing to chaperone a fan bus full of junior high kids, right? I chaperoned one of the fan buses down to super sectionals. But going back to the student section and the fans, I got to give a huge shout out to Mr. Taylor, our dean of students and athletic director. He probably was having more fun at times than maybe our kids. So he has put in a ton of work throughout the course of this year with all of our athletics and all of our kids.
Right.
And he just does it the right way, and he's got such a great demeanor with our kids. So I cannot thank him enough for everything that he's done through this whole time.
Thank you for that perspective. Thank you for navigating me through the student section there as I was there pulling off double duty there for WEIU, covering the game and interviewing those outstanding senior students. Both of you guys are educators, obviously, and you want to see success in the classroom, but it has to be quite a gratifying moment overall to see the athletes and everyone get to experience this. And as Bill has mentioned now a couple of times, it's 2 years after COVID and everything, so it kind of really could have not come at a more perfect time.
Absolutely.
Okay. Very good. Great moment for the community. You said the banquet parade happened on the Sunday following the game, and obviously third place trophy there. And you mentioned several other trophies along the way because you have to win regionals, sectionals, super sectionals, everybody knows. Very good. So again, we're taping here in mid-March. School year is kind of nearing a conclusion. Folks at home are seeing this at the beginning of April. So Bill, as we talked last school year to now, how has the school year gone?
Overall, I think the school year has gone incredibly well. We had some bumps in the road at the beginning of the year. Are we going to follow the COVID mitigations established by the state of Illinois? Are we not going to follow those? But I think we navigated that pretty well. Our community was incredibly supportive. That makes all the difference in the world. We have an incredible school board. Excuse me. School board, again, has been supportive as well. So I think academically we've provided what kids need, and been a good year overall.
Interviewing you for the first time, Kevin. Not going to obviously ask you the questions that I asked Bill at this time last year, but every community has, worked through this COVID pandemic within the regulations that have been set, and also what's best for the community. How do you think everything's gone so far for this school year and even the last 2 years?
I think it's gone great. We've had such positive support from our community. Our staff, I'll put our staff up against any other staff in the state of Illinois. They've been team players. They've just been on board every step of the way. As Bill talked about, our school board has been tremendous. Our kids have been great, and they've been understanding. There has been very little fight in that regard. They know that we're trying to do the best that we can. Maybe get to some happy medium that we can all live with. And so that was from the very beginning. This year in particular, and especially probably since December, it's been really nice to be able to just have what we would consider a normal year, a normal spring. We had a National Honor Society event the way we used to have it. We did that last week. It's our kids need that. Their parents need it, the community needs that. And so for me, in the perspective of a junior senior high principal, having all of the events, having all the athletics, unhindered, maybe aside from masks, and then having all the events, it's been a fantastic year. It's what we need to get back to. We're here to educate kids, and that's what we've really been able to do, and give them opportunities, and that's been tremendous. So this year has been great.
And as I've experienced taping this program through 2 years of the pandemic, and fortunately I haven't had to do too many Zoom interviews. I've been able to be in person with gentlemen such as yourself, and really the challenges that educators such as yourself have had to adapt on the fly, maybe less as we've gotten past the start of it. But what has it been like lately since, things have, again, the rules have kind of changed, and it feels like we're kind of getting back to that thing called normal, whatever that is.
Right. Well, I think, just from my perspective, having not been in the school district a long time, I was to the point in March of 20 when I felt like I was really getting to know the kids. And then, COVID shut us down for the final 2 months of school. And then we came back to school wearing masks, keeping our distance. So that was really tough for me. I felt like I didn't know the kids well. So again, I feel like I'm starting to get to know the kids. I'm seeing those faces for the first time, and that's been a really uplifting time for me personally. And I think it's good for the kids too. We have students in school, as all school districts do, who have never experienced school without mitigations in place.
Correct.
And that's been a really positive thing this spring, and I think it's going to help us to have a successful end of the school year as well.
That's a very great statement there, because I can agree with that, because I have a 5-year-old at home, and he's in preschool, so he hasn't experienced school, whatever maskless and freedom to do everything. All right, we can't not talk about education and schools with gentlemen such as Kevin and Bill without getting an update on facilities. Every time we come on, about a year apart. So, Bill, what facilities work have you been able to work on and or looking at toward the future?
Well, we have a lot going on when it comes to facilities, Ramin. We've continued to work on our high school baseball field. Our baseball coach, Kirk Hacker, does a tremendous job of organizing that, finding donations, using district funds, funds that he raises to try to improve that facility. That's been a really good thing. Our FFA club is going to be doing some landscaping work out in front of our junior senior high coming up this spring. We also have a historical bell that has been displayed in front of the old elementary school for many, many years. That's now sitting in a closet. We're getting that rehung and redisplayed, I guess, this spring and summer. Our maintenance crew is going to do that. Many of the older folks in the community can remember the days many, many years ago when they would get to ring the bell at school. And they would really like to see that bell hung. So
And where will it be displayed? Once
it'll
it's
be
hung?
in front of the junior senior high, because we think that's the most visible place in the community for people to see it.
Excellent.
Biggest news we probably have right now is that we will have a referendum on the ballot to question the voters, give us authority to sell some bonds. That'll be on the June 28th ballot.
Okay.
Several items that we think need to be done.
Right.
We need a new roof on our grade school. We need to remove asbestos from the junior senior high, replace the floor tile there. The entire junior senior high building needs tuck pointed. We believe our science rooms are badly in need of updating, and we want to keep our library as a vibrant space for students to be the center of our junior senior high building. Right. So we have some work that we want to do in there. Our current bonds we have are expiring, so we think we can do this without raising the tax rate. Not think we can do it, we know we can do it without raising the tax rate. So that's the timing is appropriate. So again, a lot of things in the works to be done over the next few years.
And the timing of when you mentioned that date there, so folks at home are seeing this episode beginning of April, so plenty of time to ponder and consider the future of both facilities.
Right,
Correct.
Absolutely.
Correct.
Okay, very good. Bill, when is the final day of school?
Final day of school for students is May 24th.
Okay.
May 25th for teachers.
Okay, and unlike last year when we talked, how you were not sure how the ceremonies would be happen, normal ceremonies.
Everything is normal this year.
Okay, very good. After I had taped with Bill last year, he informed me that he would be retiring at the end of this current school year. And as Kevin alluded at the very beginning of the interview, he will be transitioning into the superintendent's role. I would presume, and this is not my first time experiencing this, where I have the outgoing superintendent and new one sitting next to me. I presume there's been some preparations and you guys conversing to get him ready for this, Bill.
My feeling is when I came on nearly 3 years ago, that process started.
Okay.
I knew Kevin wanted to be a superintendent. He's been involved from the beginning of my time here, and really even prior to that. I think Kevin is as ready as I've ever seen somebody to step into the role for the first time. I think he's got what it takes. I'm really excited for the future of this school district and the community with Kevin at the helm. I think he's going to do a tremendous job.
Thank you.
And obviously, I'm kind of putting you on the spot, having him talk about you right there, so I know it might be slightly awkward. But I know you're focused on finishing off the school year. But to hear those comments, what are you excited about the opportunity to lead this school district moving forward?
I'm excited about, obviously, the opportunity, but to continue the positive momentum that we've built over the last several years. Neoga went through some tough financial times not too long ago, and it just seems like we just continue to build and continue that momentum going forward. And being a part of that is probably what has me the most excited. Obviously, my job's obviously going to be to maintain the financial stability of the district. Okay, priority one. Priority two is to continue to increase opportunities and coursework and programming for our students, both in the elementary and in the junior senior high school. Facility improvements. Okay, we need to continue to do that, as Mr. Fritcher talked about that. And then the other component is working with our city partners to increase enrollment in our district, and creating a school that young families, even older families, but young families want to move to Neoga, and helping our city partners maybe with some residential development for that to happen. So we want to have a partnership, and I think we've got a great relationship right now with our city, and we want to continue that because if our school is vibrant, if our school is top notch, people are going to want to move here, and that's going to just create the need for more residential development in our city, and our city has been fantastic to work with.
And this is not to be funny here, but you know, the smaller communities, the schools are even more, I feel like they're even more important to the community when they're a smaller community, such as Neoga.
Right.
All right, so I had him talk about you. Let's talk about Bill for a second here. So,
man.
So from your perspective, what has it been like to work with Bill Fritcher?
Tremendous. I've had the opportunity to work with three very good superintendents: Kerry Jackson at Dietrich, Ben Johnson when he was here, and he made a move down to Benton, and now Bill Fritcher. He's a mentor, without a doubt. He has, from a relationship standpoint, he has taught me how important building positive relationships are. We always talk about that with teachers and coaches, right?
Right.
But when and even principals, but how important it is as a superintendent to continue to build those positive relationships
Right.
with everyone, and that's how you get everybody on board with what you're trying to do. He's been tremendous in that regard. He's a tremendous communicator. He has. I couldn't think of a better person to lead us through COVID when March of 2020 happened than Bill Fritcher. He knew what to do. He's had experience, not necessarily that, but he's had experience in other areas to know that we got to communicate. We got to all be on the same page. We're a team. Those are some things that I've taken from him that have made me tremendously better as a principal, and I hope to take that with me moving forward. He's a great friend, and he's a mentor.
Thanks, Kevin.
One of the beautiful, that's great comments there. One of the beautiful things about doing this program, as long as we've done it now, 8 seasons, is that we got the education of the Neoga schools going through those hard financial times, and then talking with Bill and how they've gotten through them, and obviously through COVID and now into the future. So look forward to seeing the trajectory through you, Kevin, and look forward to many more times. Bill, I don't want to ask you to summarize your educational career because I know you had a previous stop in T-Town, but what off the top of your head, what's one or two things that you're most proud of that have taken place here in Neoga?
Well, sometimes it's kind of hard to pinpoint, and really the last 2 years, just navigating through COVID and all of the regulations and the mitigations has been tremendous. I think, with Kevin's leadership at the junior senior high, we've tried to increase some opportunities for our kids by offering some advanced placement classes, by trying to promote more dual credit offerings for our students, and just raising the bar academically for our students. We have, not every student wants to be a college-bound student. Right. We're trying to provide those opportunities for kids too, to graduate those students with a skill set where they can enter the workforce and be successful. Those are all things that we've continued to work on, and I think we're doing a good job of that. There's room to grow, but we're making progress.
And certainly this piece of hardware behind you is a nice way to kind of
it helps.
culminate this a little bit too. It's been a lot of hard work, and definitely stretched your guys' supervisory and managerial skills along the way too. So and Bill, thank you very much for the times that I've been able to interview you and supplying again this beautiful backdrop that we've had here before us. And congratulations on retirement in advance, and thank you for your times here on City Spotlight.
Thank you, Ramin.
Kevin, we look forward to many more times with you moving forward. Next time I interview you will be as superintendent, so we look forward to those talks, and good luck on all those referendums and bonds, because that was quite a list there.
Yes, it is.
So very good. So we thank the time of Bill Fritcher and Kevin Haarman of the Neoga School District. Again, gentlemen, thank you for your time here on City Spotlight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And as we wrap up this latest City Spotlight episode on Neoga, let's take a look at some of the upcoming activities going on in Neoga. Thank you for tuning in to City Spotlight. You can check out past episodes, including the one you're watching right now, on YouTube. To check out recent episodes of Central and Southeastern Illinois towns featured on City Spotlight, Search on YouTube, City Spotlight, with the show number and the name of the town. Listed on your screen are the last 5 episodes of City Spotlight. City Spotlight is supported by Consolidated Communications. CCI is honored to salute the cities and their leaders in the area, as well as providing TV, internet, and phone service to local homes and businesses. We live where we work and are proud to support the communities we serve. More information available at consolidated.com.